26 years of CNBC TV18.
Welcome back. Now, Trump has re-raised the prospect of steep new tariffs on Indian rice exports. So what share of Indian rice exports actually go to the US? Is India really dumping? What impact will this have? Manisha joins in for a deep dive. Manisha.
Well, thank you so much for that. Well, yes, the big statement that we've seen or reacted to or woken up to today clearly has been the statement that has come in from the US president suggesting or saying that a possible new tariff on the Indian rice perhaps could be coming in. But let me tell you that Indian rice and perhaps the global rice is in plenty this year. Is the reason this is a second straight year that you have seen the global rice futures continue to decline. They're down by nearly 27% in 2025 this time around. If you look at the International Grain Council numbers, it tells you that the global rice trade is estimated at 59.9 million tons and the global carry forward inventories are at a huge number which stands at 187 million tons. So not just India but various other producing nations have produced big numbers of rice this time around. So record numbers from India. The Indian government is holding very big rice buffer stock as well, and the way the MSP has been going higher, it's nothing to look at that you will be perhaps looking at higher rice numbers going forward as well. Now, when you look at the global rice dynamics herein, rice is the third most produced cereal crop in the world. This is after corn and wheat, of course. Over 100 countries produce rice, but 15 nations provide 90% of the overall harvest, and most of these countries are in Asia. Now, when you look at the US markets, because that is what we're talking about right now, it is the 5th largest rice exporter. I also want to take you through numbers and what is the country, what they produce and what is their global market share as well. So India, of course, is the top producer when it comes to rice. 150 million tons is what we did last year. And with that, India is at 28% of a global share. China is the second one with 145 with 27% of global market share. So between India and China, that is more than 50%. So these two countries clearly handle the global rice share there. Bangladesh is the third country there with 7% of market share. And then you will see Indonesia, Vietnam. These are important countries also because 6 to 5% each is what their country also has a global market share of. And then comes US with 10 million tons and 2% of global market share. So in that sense, it's a lower global market share, but it is the 5th largest exporter country as well. Now, interestingly, when you look at the India rice exports, and as you can see, that is really the concern coming in from the US president. Every year we have seen numbers increase when it comes to rice export from the country. 2024 was 16 million tons, last year was 19 million tons, and this year 23.5 million tons of rice export is what India perhaps could be looking at. And this is inclusive of basmati and non-basmati. Remember, it was last year when Indian government removed all major restrictions in sense of exports, and is the reason that you've seen a very strong number come in sense of export there. Also, when it comes to basmati, India exports to West Asia, Europe, and various other countries. When it comes to non-basmati, the newer market that India is looking at is South Africa, Philippines, Malaysia as well. So it is about the Asian countries and African countries which seem to be importing a lot of rice from India. Expectations are that with the kind of rice availability that you have in India, you could be only looking at higher exports. With what US has said, whether or not that throws a spanner in the wheel is something that the street will have to watch.
Thank you, Manisha, for explaining that so well.